Welcome back, students. So let's continue with our chemistry live class. Okay. In today's online class, I'm going to have some discuss some important questions with you for chapter 1, that is matter in our surrounding. Okay. So the questions which I am going to discuss today is having some true and false, some fill-ups, and a crossword type question. So let's start. So the first type of questions which I am going to discuss is the true and false. So here the question is asking here state true and false, true or false for the given conditions. Okay, for the given questions. So first, here it is asking, is it true? Boiling is a bulk phenomena. Okay, boiling is a bulk phenomena. So is it true? Yes, it is true. How it is true? Boiling, boiling process. Okay, boiling process is the heating of all the particles. It is the heating of all the particles of liquid. Okay, and the temperature change is seen for each particle. Okay, the temperature change is seen for each particle. So hence boiling process. Okay, so hence the boiling is a bulk phenomenon. So this is the true statement. Next, evaporation is a surface phenomenon. So this is also a true statement. Why? Because when we want to evaporate something, the evaporation always occur. The evaporation. First discuss about process evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is the process of conversion of liquid into gaseous state. Okay, conversion of liquid into gaseous state. So how liquids will be converted into gaseous state? So let's take an example that I am taking a container which is looking like this. In this container, the liquid is filled up till this level which I am denoting. Okay, and below it, it is fully filled with water, and it is filled till this upper line, upper dotted line. And now, what will happen? The evaporation will start from the upper surface only. Okay, it is not possible to start the evaporation from the lower surface here, because here the temperature of the liquid at the bottommost layer, it will be lower or the lowest as comparison to that of the temperature at the uppermost layer. There are many more reasons are also there, that intermolecular forces also there. The uppermost layer is also having the lowest intermolecular force as comparison to that of the layers which are present below this first layer, okay, of the water here, because the intermolecular force is lower here. So the evaporation process will be more easy as comparison to the lower layers which are present below this uppermost layer. Okay, and due to this reason, the uppermost layer will start to evaporate first as comparison to that of the lower layers. So hence the evaporation is a surface phenomena is also true statement. Next, the rate of evaporation depends only on the surface area exposed to the atmosphere. So this statement is false. Okay, this is the false statement, because as I have told you here that evaporation is faster on the uppermost layer because it is having lower intermolecular force also. But if it is a winter season, then the evaporation here will be rapid, but means the evaporation will occur, but the rate of evaporation will be lower due to the presence of low temperature here in the winter season. But while in summer season we will see that the evaporation is very high. Yeah, the rate of evaporation is very high due to presence of high temperature there. Okay, so not only the surface area, It is not depending on the only on the surface area. The surface area will stand that if I am taking more larger container like this, okay, and I am filling it with water till this level. So it is saying that if I'm increasing the surface area, then the evaporation rate will only depend on this surface area only. No, it is not true. It will depend on the temperature also. It is depending on surface area, but it is depending on temperature also. It is depending on the type of liquid we are using, nature of liquid. Okay, nature of liquid which we are using. Is it oil? Is it water? Or is it petrol? All these three, oil, water and petrol, are having different natures. Okay, so oil will not get evaporated as much as the water will get evaporated, and water will not get evaporated as much as the petrol will get evaporated, okay, in a given time. So the nature of liquid is also very important here. So hence the answer for the third statement, which is the rate of evaporation depends only on the surface area exposed to the atmosphere, is false. Next, latent heat of vaporization. Okay, is the heat energy required to change 1 kg of a liquid to gas at atmospheric pressure at its melting point. So this statement is also true, because the definition of latent heat of vaporization is not this. The latent heat of vaporization, the definition is that the heat required the heat required to convert 1 mole of liquid to gas at boiling point temperature. Okay, it is related to the boiling point temperature, not on the melting point temperature. And also the mass, sorry, the concentration is used here, that is mole, not the mass is used out here. Okay, so here you can see that it is saying that 1 kg of liquid to gas, that is also on melting point. So both the things are wrong here, so hence this statement is false. Next, water at room temperature is liquid. So everybody has seen that, yes, water at room temperature is liquid. Okay, so it is very easy answer that it is true. We have seen that water at room temperature is liquid only. And if we are taking ice also and keeping it at room temperature, so after some time it will melt and gets back to water only. Okay. Next, atom in a liquid are farther apart than atom in gas. So this is false. As we have discussed in our before classes also, in the previous classes also, the particles or the atoms, okay, which is been asked in question, the particles or the atoms of liquids are loosely packed. Okay, they are loosely packed. Okay, they are, the particles of liquids are loosely packed, while the particles of particles of gases are very far away from each other. This thing we know, है ना? Very far away from each other. So hence the statement which is given here, it is false. Next, the seventh question is, the molecules in a gas are in constant motion. So yes, true. This is true. Let us have an explanation here. The particles of gases are farther apart from each other, are farther apart from each other because they are in a constant random motion. Okay, they are in a constant random motion. So in order to minimize the collision of the atoms or molecules, okay, in order to minimize the collision of the matters of the atoms or molecules present in gases, they becomes farther from each other. Okay, they become farther from each other, and hence we can say that the particles of gases are farther from each other because they are in random motion only. So hence the given statement is true. Next, gases present in air have the same pressure throughout the entire atmosphere. So this statement is false. Why it is false? Let's have an investigation on it. Gases present in air have the same pressure throughout the entire atmosphere. So why it is false? It is false because the gases present in air near the land surface, near the sea level, okay, near the sea level, are having are having are having 1 atm pressure, okay, about 1 atm pressure, 1 atmospheric pressure. But below sea level, below sea level, as we are going down, okay, as we are going down below sea level, the pressure of the pressure increases, the pressure of air increases, while as we go up in altitude, okay, as we go high in the altitude, the air pressure will decrease, the air pressure will decrease, okay. So hence here the given statement that gases in air has the same pressure throughout the entire atmosphere becomes false. Next, all materials move from solid to liquid to gas as the temperature increases. So this is also true. Why it is true? Because it is the proper way, it is the proper way to convert the state of matter, okay. Means first the solids are melted to liquid. If the temperature of solid is increased gradually, then the solid will convert to liquid, and then if the temperature is furthermore increased, then only the liquid will convert to gas. But in some conditions solid directly convert to gas, but that is a very different conditions, because that type of solids are volatile solids. But I am asking here the statement is given for general solid, liquid and gases. For the general condition, the solids first converts to liquid, then it is converted to gases on increasing the temperature, on increasing the temperature or providing the heat, on increasing the temperature or providing the heat, okay. Next, because electrons have been stripped away from atom in plasma, plasmas have a negative charge. So how it is possible? If I am stripping away the electrons from plasma, okay, so then negative charge has been stripped away from the plasma, then the plasma will be having positive charge there. So hence this particular statement is also false. Okay. So this was the answer for the true and false which I have taken here. Let's move to the next type of question, that is fill in the blanks. So in the fill in the blanks, the first question is asking here, matter is made up of small, matter is made up of small what? They are made up of small particles. Okay, they are made up of small particles. Small particles. Next, the force of attraction between the particles are higher in solid, medium in liquid and lowest in gases. Okay, highest in solid, medium or intermediate in liquids, and lowest in the gases. Okay, we have seen this thing na, that the particles of solids are very close to each other, they are very closely packed like this. But in case of liquids, the particles are loosely packed like this. So what is the reason? And the gases condition, they are very far away from each other. So what is the reason behind this? The intermolecular force, or the force of attraction which is present between these particles. So in solids, this force of attraction is very high. So that particular force of attraction keep these particles of solids closely packed to each other. While in case of liquid, the force of attraction is intermediate. Okay, it means it is medium as comparison to that of the it is lower as comparison to that of the solids, but it is greater as comparison to that of the gases. So hence the particles are not that much far away from each other, but they are having some space between them, due to which they are more flexible as comparison to that of the solids. While in case of gases, the intermolecular force is very much lower. That's why the particles of the gases are very much far away from each other. Okay, let's move further and see the next question. Next, fill in the blanks. That is, dash is the change of gaseous state directly to solid state without going through intermediate liquid state, and vice versa. So that is sublimation process. Okay, this is sublimation process. So what is this sublimation process? The process in which solids are directly converted into gases. Okay, directly converted into gases. So here the example can be camphor, kapoor. Okay, kapoor. So if we are keeping the camphor in the open air, then after some time we will see that it has been vanished out, because all the camphor will be vanished out in air. Okay, it will take some time, it will take 1 or 2 days, but you will see that it will be vanished out from there without any change in the liquid form. Okay, next is the evaporation causes. What causes evaporation? Okay, so evaporation causes what? Evaporation causes cooling. How it will cool? Because let's say, take an example of a summer season. So in summer season, when we go out in the sun's heat, what happens? We get sweat. Okay, we get sweat. पसीना आता है हम लोगों को. Okay, but when the sweat is being evaporated, then we feel what? We feel cooling effect. Okay, our skin gets cooled out there, because the evaporation process causes the heat to be removed out from the particular surface. Okay, it takes out the heat which has been removed out from there, and now the new layer which is cooler than that of the uppermost layer which has been evaporated, comes in the contact of the air, and hence the cooling effect is formed out there. So hence evaporation causes cooling. Latent heat of fusion is the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at its melting point. Okay, at its melting point temperature. Melting point temperature. So what is latent heat of fusion? The amount of heat which is required to convert 1 kg of solid into liquid. Okay, 1 kilogram of solid into liquid. But this particular change of state will take place only at the melting point temperature only. Okay, the temperature of the solid will be constant there at the melting point temperature only. Okay, for example, the melting point temperature of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So here the melting of ice will take place at the 0 degree temperature only. Okay, and the amount of heat required to convert 1 kg of ice into water at the 0 degree Celsius will be called as latent heat of fusion for ice. Okay, let's see the next question. That is, solid, liquid and gas are called the three states of matter. Okay, they are termed as the states of matter. Next, the smell of perfume gradually spreads across a room due to diffusion. Okay, it spreads out in the room due to diffusion. What is this diffusion? So the process of fluids means any substance that can flow. Okay, fluids mean any substance that can flow. The process of fluids movement from sorry sorry students, movement from high concentration region, high concentration region means where the fluids are present in very high amount. Okay, this high concentration means where the fluids are present in very high amount, high concentration region, to lower concentration region, to a region where fluids are present in lower concentration, are are called diffusion. Sorry, is called diffusion. This process is called diffusion. Okay. For example, when we have seen that if the land gets heated up, if the land surface gets heated up during summer season, then the air near the land surface becomes lighter and it gets up in the atmosphere. Okay, during summer season, the land gets heated up. Okay, the land gets heated up, and due to it, the air near the land, the air near land rises in atmosphere. Okay, it rises in atmosphere. So the cooler air from the above part of the atmosphere rushes towards the down. Okay, it rushes towards the down. So this is a type of diffusion only, which causes the storms there. Okay, this is the diffusion process only. Next, rapid evaporation depends on the dash area exposed to atmosphere. So rapid evaporation depends on the surface area exposed to the atmosphere. The more the surface area will be there, the more the evaporation will be there. But not only on the evaporation, it will depend on some of the more topics also, that temperature also will be there, the pressure will also be there. All this thing will also be having a crude effect on the evaporation process. Next, as the temperature of a system increases, the pressure of the gases, as the temperature of the system increases, the pressure of the gases decreases, because on increasing the temperature of the system, what will happen? The gases particles will move more farther from each other, and due to this reason, the pressure of the gas there will decrease out. The more the particles are coming near to each other, the more the pressure is increasing there. If the more the particles are going away from each other, farther from each other, then the pressure is decreasing out there. Next, as the volume of a specific amount of gas decreases, its pressure, as the volume of a specific amount of gas decrease, it means that the pressure is also decreasing here. If we are increasing the pressure, then the volume of the gas will naturally increase. Okay, because the particles of gases are very much farther from each other, and if we are decreasing the pressure, then only the volume of the gas will decrease. And if we are increasing the pressure, then it is not possible to decrease the volume of the gases, it will naturally increase. Okay, so students, for today's class, I have solved out for you some of the important questions which are related to the fill in the blanks and the true and false, which is related to your first chapter. In the next session, we will see some more types of important question for the chapter number 1. So for present session, I am closing our class here only. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.